The approach that Healthy Work has is to say that we're not limiting your personal options, we're just giving you further options. And I think that's been pretty important in the uptake from it. So it is not a ban on party pies. It is the party pie is still there, but so is a healthier option, and it's up for you to embrace that.
This year we are silver recognised. We received that at the end of last year, and we're all super stoked to get that sort of recognition. This year we've got some really cool things on our plan. We've got physical activities, we've got mental health and wellbeing activities, but then we've also got sort of, once we get back to spring and the warmer weather, getting back into getting people fit, getting outside, shedding all the covers and, you know, getting some vitamin D.
There's so many activities that you can do for free. Parking further away from the office is such an easy initiative that all employers can get on board with. Encouraging a walking group at lunchtime. We're lucky that there's some beautiful nature reserves around here that staff members can go and have a walk around, or even walk over the road to DFO instead of driving over and driving back. Everyone can get on board with that initiative.
In our first 12-month health and wellbeing plan, Barmco Minor sort of had a look at the survey. So Healthier Work provided us with a survey that we jumped online. Everybody did an individual one, and it allowed us to hone in on the specific needs of our business. So we introduced a fruit basket to the office. We had stand-up meetings, walking meetings as well, which were good. The stand-up meetings were actually quite funny. There was sometimes a bit of a competition. We had one that went for 3 hours, and it turned into a competition as to who was going to sit first, but we all survived it. We also introduced a lot of posters around the office, emails out as well. When you're on the phone, standing up when you're on the phone, small things like that made a big change in the office. We also entered in some fun runs throughout the year. We went in the Canberra Times fun run, wearing the hard hats and the high-vis vests. That was a good experience. We also entered in the Mother's Day Classic 5K run that year as well.
We learnt heaps about staff consultation. We learnt heaps about what are the drivers for some people. We also learnt quite a lot about, you know, those sorts of things that people resist to.
Just probably keeping in what has worked and kind of tweaking those things that haven't worked.
The first year was a really good way for us to work out what worked for our office, perhaps what didn't, try out a few different methods and introduce a few new things to the office. And now being with silver status in the second year, we're able to fine-tune those a little bit more whilst also maintaining the current standard that we were running at.
This year we're focusing more on what motivates other people. We're also looking at doing things that staff want to do and that we know are successful. It's all about focusing on people's motivations, what really drives them. That's why we don't make it all about the physical activity, we make it about doing other things too.
In our first year, it allowed us to sort of fine-tune a little bit, see what worked in the first year, what didn't work in the first year. So taking that on board for the second year, something that didn't quite work was we had listed down for somebody to come in and speak about mental health in the office. Now the size of our office, it wasn't quite financially viable, so we re-looked at that and looked at a way we could do it better for our office. In the second year, what we did is we got in touch with OzHelp, and they actually came in and provided us with health check tune-ups on all staff individually, and we did some alert training with OzHelp as well. So we're still able to tick that box, but something that was more suitable to our office.
One of the things that we have overcome is, of course, the resources. We don't have a budget for this, we just do what we can with what we've got. You definitely need one really motivated person to keep it all running. Everybody else, once you get them involved, will just follow on. And it's nice to see sort of your senior management get involved in the activities as well.
And I look at it as a person of business beyond the actual health benefits of it. And one of them is that, you know, is what with Kelly here. It's a terrific thing for junior leaders. It's a great platform for junior leaders to get a hold of and to make a difference in their team and show some of the leadership skills that they might not be otherwise able to do in their normal, you know, their normal role. For me, it's sort of like a river. You know, you get in the river. There's people who don't want to swim at all, but they're still going to be going in that general direction. There are people who really want to embrace it and get and swim hard, and they'll be way down the river. But it becomes increasingly more difficult for people who have no interest in trying to look after themselves to swim against the current. You know, they are just taken through. These sort of programs pull that team together at a more sort of fundamental level. So I think that's really very useful. And the other thing is we eat a lot less party pies, which is probably good as well.
We'd recommend the Healthier Work program to any business out there. It was actually fairly simple to set up, and that's thanks to the Healthier Work team. They made it very easy. They have lots of information. They're always really eager to share it, which is fantastic. After the initial setup, it's not very resource intensive at all. A little reminder here or there, and it's just about changing the environment of the office. After a few months, it almost becomes a little bit automated, that you always think, what's the healthier option out there? You want happy, healthy, productive staff, and this is the program for it. We're all healthy and happy, right, guys?